On this week's episode, I'm talking to Logan Rose, the 2025 UKC Triple Crown champion. You'll want to hang around for this one.
You're listening to the UKC Hunting Ops Podcast, celebrating hunting dog heritage, competition, and community. United Kennel Club has been the hunting dog sports home for coonhounds, beagles, retrievers, pointers, cur, feist, and more for over 125 years.
Welcome back to the UKC Hunting Ops Podcast. This is Trevor Wade. I'm the Coonhound Program Manager at UKC. And this week I got a special guest with me. You got the 2025 UKC Triple Crown champion, Mr. Logan Rose. What's going on, Logan? How are you, man?
Good, Trevor. How are you?
Good. Hey, I know you got to be extra excited. A lot of us coon hunters right now, with the leaves changing, the temperatures are dipping down a little bit. It feels like hunting season now, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's an awesome time of year. This is actually the first time that I've got to interview one of our Triple Crown champions, and it's a pretty cool deal here because I know Echo has had quite a run at this thing here for the past several years. So it's cool to see you end up winning it here. But let's before we get to Echo, we'll talk about Echo a lot. Let's talk a little bit about you, Logan. How did you get into the hounds and stuff?
I just grew up around them. My family's had coon dogs for well before my time. And then as I come along, my dad was trying to coach basketball and coon hunt and raise me, and Mom told him something had to go. So he gave up the coon dogs and took up squirrel hunting, and that's how I got my start, was with the squirrel dogs. And then somewhere about beginning of high school, into middle school, I messed around, traded a couple coons one evening, and it's all she wrote.
Yeah. You must have at least had a couple lines here. I see you're listed as the breeder on Echo here. Was his mom here, the gypsy female, was that one of your first good hounds, or did you have a couple before her you liked too?
I had some trade dogs to start off with, and then had a couple English dogs that would trick coon, but they wasn't nothing special. I actually got one of them back, one of my first ones there. After Autumn Oaks, I picked her up on the way home, but then I bought Gypsy off my uncle when I was somewhere in high school. I don't remember what year. Good coon treeing female, big mouth, stylish tree dog, had her coons. And I got to want a male pup. And Chris Bolin retched out when I was wanting to breed to something. And I ended up breeding Gypsy to knockout. And Echo was one of the 11 she raised. And I picked him out of the litter, and we've been pretty good pals ever since, I guess.
Yeah, the knockout stuff was pretty hot there for a bit when he was in his heyday. Had you hunted with a lot of them there in your area there in eastern Kentucky?
There's quite a few. I guess you can imagine there's more Willie stuff around here than
Sure.
most everything else. Because Willie and Knockout, they're both right here close, about 30, 45 minutes apart. They actually share the same county. I don't know how many people know that, but both of them are in the same county.
That's pretty neat. When did you start competing a little bit with the hounds? Did you compete with Gypsy a little bit? I see you at least grounded her out.
The first hunt I think I hunted was actually with this old blue English female I've got out here. Didn't really know what I was doing. Was just tickled to get to go. But the first wins I actually had was on Gypsy, yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally got her granted. I think it was early this year, late last year. That was a long, hard road, especially as she got older. But majority, I'd say 99% of my wins have been with Echo.
Yeah. Was he kind of special right away? Did he start early, or was he one that you had to put a lot of boots into, or what was the deal with him when he was young?
He was pretty natural. I mean, he was like most male pups, I feel like, are. Started a little later. Not crazy. He wasn't crazy late like some of them, but he didn't make a habit of getting treed by no means. He still don't make a real good habit of it, but he treed a coon when he was 7 months old on an accident, and then went 2 months before he ever got treed again. Made a big den, and then he treed 2 singles when he was 11 months old, and it's been further the faster ever since.
Yeah, well, I made him the dog of the week there in the bulletin after we figured out that he was going to be the Triple Crown winner, and it looked like he finished a night champion there pretty darn quick, and actually had a win in Autumn Oaks in the process. Was that your first time ever at Autumn Oaks, or had you been before that when you competed with him in 2020 during that COVID year?
That was the first year I'd got to hunt it. I'd been, I think, one other time. Me and my dad and a couple cousins come up and shopped around, checked it out when I was a little bit younger. But yeah, that was best I can remember. That's the best or the first time I ever got to compete in it.
Yeah, I got his first cast win just 5 days after his first birthday in UKC, anyways, and then ended up finished out tonight champion just 4 weeks later. So that's still a young dog. You're talking about
Yeah,
13 months old. Probably after you finished him out, it looked like you may have took a little bit of time to put the finishing touches on him. And
yeah,
I don't know, when I first knew of you and Echo would have been obviously the big run there in 2022 when you guys made it all the way to the top six of the TOC finals.
yeah.
Was that your guys' coming out party or?
Yeah, that was the big debut. That was, I guess that was that's one of our biggest runs to date, really. I guess you could say. We've had some big runs and some other stuff, but I feel like that's one to be pretty proud of.
Yeah, he was just a 2-year-old hound then. You guys were both. I mean, how old would you have been then? You couldn't have been more than 17, 18 years old.
What was it, 2020?
22.
Oh, 22. Yeah, I was 19, 18, maybe 19.
Yeah, yeah. Do you remember going in there? Were you nervous at all at the TOC finals, and or as you made your way through? I know drawing. Yeah, I think you ended up drawing Joe Manning in that heads up
Yeah.
cast, didn't you? Late
Yeah, it
on
was
the.
me and Joe and Dominator.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that was we had drew some tough casts on the way through there. In the zones, I was lucky enough to guide that year when it was still in Lancaster. Hunted the same place both nights, best I remember.
yeah.
Dog looked good both nights and made it all the way to Dominator, and that's where it come to an end.
Yeah, you had an awesome run, and that kind of put you on the cast. And 2022 was a pretty good year for you. It was just a couple, 6 months later, whenever you ended up making it to the World Finals as well down there in Dyersburg, Tennessee. Ended up getting 16th overall in the World Championship. That going in there, I think he was actually probably one of the betting favorites, probably in the top 10 of the pick'em after his run at the TOC, and going there and kind of holding up your end of it, getting 16th place overall in the World Championship is pretty darn impressive, especially with the conditions we were down there. But he doesn't seem to mind where you are or where you're hunting or what kind of conditions you're dealing with. He's pretty solid no matter where you put him. It seems like.
Yeah, he's pretty consistent. The dry conditions of Dyersburg kind of hurt us some, just like it is here right now, because he's more of a trailing type dog, and the dry conditions just make it a little harder on him. I mean, he'll still produce a few coons, but nothing like he will on a good damp, cool night. But all in all, he's fairly consistent.
Let's talk about the Triple Crown a little bit. Is that I know there had been some guys in your area right off the bat. The Airs come to mind. They had done good in the Triple Crown before. Is that something that you were ever shooting for specifically, or is it something you might have kind of stumbled into there? Because I know you started out with double cast wins at the Winter Classic there in 2023. Was it on your map before that, or did you kind of just start looking into it after the fact?
I remember Micah and Superman winning it pretty good. I thought that was a pretty big deal
Yeah,
for right around here. I mean, we share the same county. Me and Micah do. Like he runs my home club, but I hadn't really put any thought into competing for it until after we doubled up at the Winter Classic that first time 2 or 3 years ago, whenever it was, and then I seen we had a chance at it, so we just kept pushing. Finally, we knocked on the door enough. I guess we finally got in.
yeah. 23 came up just short at Autumn Oaks and at the World Championship, but then last year in 2024, heck, you guys made a real run at it. You doubled up again at Winter Classic, and then you got the cast win at Autumn Oaks, and that put you in a tie going into just several dogs left. I think there was 6 or 7 dogs that had 150 points, but only three of you guys were entered into the zones, and you had a pretty good fighting chance to make a run at it last year. Where do you remember going into the zones and did it add some extra pressure? Not only are you trying to make it to the World Finals, but you also got to think just a cast win keeps me in contention here for the Triple Crowns. That adds some extra pressure on you.
Oh yeah, it's always heavy on your mind, and I feel like when guys know that you got that you're pushing for, you have a little target on your back if they know anything about it or know that's going on, and it definitely makes it tougher
Yeah.
on handling and hoping you got your dog ready enough, and then weather conditions and everything like we talked about that comes into play. I mean, there's a lot of stuff got to line up for you to follow through with one of these things.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then the way it shook out, you got one cast win there, and the zones fell just a little
Yeah,
bit short, actually on a tiebreaker to Chad. And that's the first time that happened since I've been here, where it came down to points totals, and that's a heartbreaker. But hey, you didn't cash it in. You were right back in Batesville the next February, or this February now, 2025, and man, you doubled up again. That is just a hunt that you've had a lot of luck in. Did you enjoy hunting down there in Batesville? Does Echo just look extra special down there?
that's it's probably our favorite, or that's my favorite hunt of the year, and he must like it pretty good too. I, I think we're 6 for 7 out there. We lost in a slam the first year we went out there. He looks good out there. It suits him. The hunt out there really suits him. I mean, it's a lot like here. It's a lot flatter than here, but just big, pretty open timber, cones. I mean, it's really nice. And the people. I mean, I really like the hunt in Mississippi. The people, the lay of the land, the cone population. I mean, it's just got a lot going for it to me.
Yeah. You typically go down there just you and your family, or you by yourself, or do you go? I know there's several Kentucky guys who are typically down there
Yeah.
competing.
The first year, I want to think I stayed with Brandon Scaff.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
and then the second year, I can't remember who went with me. But this year it was just me and a bunch of buddies. I think there was 6 or 7 of us loaded up and went. Had 2 truckloads rolled out there.
that makes it fun. Do you remember? I put you on the spot a little bit. Do you remember either of your cast down there this year?
Yeah, Friday. I think we was high scoring dog Friday. We It was us and a black dog, a walker dog, and another walker from Indiana. I was judging. I scratched the black dog on the first tree. He grabbed that walker dog, and we was there, seen it. So I scratched the aggressor. Then the echo was split and had a cone, and that dog he withdrew, took a minus, and then me and he was an Amish guy from Indiana. I don't know if you know him or not, Moses. I can't pronounce his last name to say it, but me and Moses had a shootout. I think we ended up treating 8 singles between the two dogs,
Jeez.
and we come out on the winning end. I think we had 1,000. We treated 5 singles.
Yeah, and then the next night you got to think you're in pretty good shape. That I think you ended up with what 13 and a quarter overall. So you would treat a couple
Yeah,
coons on Saturday night.
yeah, yeah. I ended up going right back to Vardaman just like I did Friday, and lucked into the same guide and everything. I didn't know him from Adam. I had no idea who these guys was till that Friday, and he had real good hunting. And I think one thing that hurt us is we went to the same. I think we treated 3 singles in the first place. He took us on Friday, and then treated 5 in the second place. And instead of doing it in the same order, we went to the spot we treated all them 5 late on Friday. We went there early Saturday, and they just wasn't moving. We treated 1 cone in there, and we treated 5 in there the night before.
Mm, yeah,
It it really put a halt to things.
I was going to say. So you don't have a guide lined up there. You just taking luck at the draw and made your
Yeah.
6 for 6. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I've never had one lined up down there. We've always just went with whatever we got.
Then so that puts you back in the driver's seat again. You and 20 some other dogs. I think it was 20. Well, I have it here 25 different dogs that were tied there with, or 24 different dogs that had 100 points, had double cast wins there at Winter Classic. So you're back in the driver's seat again, and you get qualified again, and set for the World Championship in Rogersville. That I know that's not very far from you. That's some tough hunting there, but that's kind of the stuff that Echo likes, or you think you got the best chance of advancing to the World Finals in out of a place like Rogersville, I guess.
Yeah, Rogersville, it's a lot like here. Steep cones are spread out. There's a few cones around, but they're just so spread out where the country's so big. Actually, we hunted Virginia Friday down there this year. I'd never got to hunt Virginia.
Yeah.
That was kind of neat. Hunted in Gate City, Virginia.
They
Uh,
actually say there's some pretty good hunting over in Gate City. Did you had a pretty decent score on one of the nights, didn't you?
yeah, Saturday we did, but
Okay.
Friday we treated a cone and stayed out of trouble. And then Saturday we treated 2 cones, looked real good. And actually where we hunted Saturday was only about 10 minutes from the club. It was nice. It was good hunting.
Yeah. And then I guess we skipped over Autumn Oaks a little bit. You made it to Autumn Oaks again, and that's the third time you and Echo have had a cast one at Autumn Oaks, I believe, right?
Yeah, that's a hunt I always dread pretty bad. Where it's always dry, it's
Yeah.
always hot, and like I talked about earlier, he's the trailing style dog, so that hot and dry, it just kind of bogs him down a little. And then I don't have patchwoods here like up there. Like I can't get prepared for the patch stuff without driving a couple hours north. The schedule I work, it's hard for me to get time to go 2.5 hours north to get him ready for that. So I just get him ready down here in these mountains and hope for the best.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Sometimes he looks good, like in Mississippi, where it makes it easy on you, and you get some
Oh
big
yeah,
scores. And then sometimes you got to cut a couple out when you got to win. In this case, 5 casts in a row here to take the lead. But yeah, man, that's to be able to win. And we got 3 different states here already: Mississippi and the big Delta country, flat country, with typically not very. It's typically wet that time of year. Can be cold. And then you got the summertime autumn oaks hunt there at the tail end, which we got a little bit lucky this year. It was still a little dry, but got lucky with the temperatures. And then you go
yeah,
down to Rogersville, which is, just to be frank, you got to be tough to hunt in a place like Rogersville. That's one of the tougher, more. Every place has its different factors that can make it tough, but it's pretty steep there in some places in Rogersville. So he's kind of shown his worth and being able to win in different places. So pretty darn cool. But for the very first time in my tenure at UKC, we knew who the Triple Crown champion was before we ever even left for the World Finals. I know you made it through to the World Finals. Is it the second time you've made it to the top 100 now?
yeah. And I was actually finally pretty confident going into a hunt out of town. The only other time we'd advanced to the top 100 of the world was we hunted the zones in Portland
Mm.
in 22. Had a good score Friday and didn't even really have to worry about it Saturday and got in. So I was pretty pumped to be coming to Portland for the top 100, and it didn't work out. Dog looked like crap, and we was still just tickled to get to participate, I guess.
Yeah, man. Afterwards, there's been several social media posts about different times over the past couple of weeks, and hey, you got a lot of people in your corner rooting for you, a lot of supporters. And I know you probably want to mention some of your co-owners. I know right now you got your dad Todd as a co-owner of the
Yeah,
dog, and then Jeff Wilson, a guy I've dealt with a little bit there at the Lancaster Club in the past.
yeah.
I know you've had other people in your corner that have helped you out, either hunting the dog or helping you over the past. You want to give some of them some shout outs or talk about some of the relationships you've made through this dog?
Oh man, the people this dog's brought me to learn to know and stuff, it's crazy. But my fiance, I can't leave her out. She puts up with me running these roads and staying gone all the time. My parents, without my dad, I'd have never been in on all this crap. And then I'd have never had Echo, period, if it wasn't for Chris Boland. He's helped me a lot. Brandon Scaff, Logan Estridge, I mean, Jeff Wilson, best partner a guy could ever ask for. I mean, he trusts me on all my calls with the dog. I mean, he just lets me do my thing with him. And I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, I could never probably mention everybody
Yeah,
that's helped us. Leonard Young, I mean, he hunts him all the time, takes him to hunts. Ben Davidson, I mean, like I
say
said, the list is just unreal. The people that's helped us along the way.
say Lonnie about tried to win the Kentucky State Championship with him a couple
Oh
weeks
yeah,
ago,
Lonnie
didn't
Joe.
he?
Yeah, you can't forget Lonnie Joe. He'll sneak around with him every now and then.
Yeah, have you had some? Obviously, this is the UKC Triple Crown. Have you hunted in other registries or some other events that you've had a success with him in? Accrued some winnings or money won?
I think we've won right at 17,400 or something in PKC. We was the reserve Super Stake champs in 23. I think he was 16th at the AKC World once. And then the state hunt with Lonnie Joe there, that was a pretty good show. And that was right after the World, I think,
Yeah,
right after the zones.
in between the zones and the World Finals. Yeah,
Yeah, that was the weekend between. We've won a few casts in pro sport. We ain't put a whole lot of time into it yet. May not. I don't know. I don't know how much longer we're going to keep riding this wave. But
that's what I was going to say. What is he? He has just turned 6 years old.
yeah, just
Yeah.
turned 6.
What does you say you don't know what the future looks like? He's got some plans to make another run at a TOC. Is he going to be in the back of the truck when you go down to Batesville in February? What's the plans here for Echo?
Uh, February. I don't know if we'll get to make it or not. I think we've got to. It's be the first time in 3 years we ain't got to go. But I don't unless somebody takes him. I
Yeah,
don't know if somebody's going to take him or not. But I think we've got a vacation in February. I ain't going to get to go to Batesville. Um, And then I know we qualified for the tournament champion, so we're gonna go give it one more hoorah.
I don't know if you know,
And
but been working with JR, and I think it's going to be somewhere pretty close to you, somewhere you might like to go hunting, anyways, at the region level there.
that'll be good. I really enjoyed it when it was at Lancaster. It's only about an hour and 15 minutes or something.
You sleep in your own bed.
Yeah, that's a little easier on the pocketbook anyway.
That's a fact.
But I don't know. I don't think we lack a whole big lot of being in the Hall of Fame, and that's the my ultimate goal, I guess. Other than we'll probably never win a world hunt. I mean, but the ultimate goal in UKC, I guess, right now is Hall of Fame, and then going to try to finish him on out to platinum in PKC, and then after that, he may hit the shelf. I don't know. We ain't talked about it a whole lot what the future
Yeah,
holds, but
yeah,
we got some nice young dogs coming off of him right now. That's
yeah. I was gonna
really
say
looking promising.
you've bred him multiple times, and not just to coonhounds, but you also kind of bred him to some different stuff to make some nice squirrel dogs. Huh? Is that you seeing that he's kind of
Yeah,
throwing natural coonhounds and squirrel hounds or squirrel
yeah,
dogs? Yeah.
yeah. I've had a couple pups off of him on the curs that was just pure naturals. I mean, just take them to the woods. They'll start themselves. One of them, I was actually going to start hunting in some hunts, and she got Lyme disease. I ended up having, I treated and treated and treated, and she never could come back around. I ended up pretty much giving her away. And then I had one stole. Bad deal on that one. He was coming along nice too. And then there's a couple down south. I think it's treating a lot of squirrels. And uh, cur wise, I've only actually bred to my dad's stuff. I've just bred to two females off of his original mountain curs, the OMCBA stuff.
How many coonhound females have you bred now? How many pups has he got on the ground for
I
just
think
purebred
registered.
coonhounds?
I think he's got 100.
Okay,
Right. I mean 100 even.
got to be young. They still got to be
Uh,
young. Most of them under a
yeah.
year old.
The majority of them. There's a couple two and a couple. I think there's one litter, maybe three.
Okay, just see what he would
But
throw
that but
young.
that was his very first litter, and
Yeah,
I know one of them's a PKC champ, and then had a 1 year old this year that was in like the top 20 of the Kentucky State race. And then I've got a 6 month old in the kennel right now that treated her first two coons last night. Uh, put on a pretty good show. I was by myself; nobody got to witness it, but it was for 6 months old. It's pretty impressive around here.
yeah, no doubt. That makes it a little bit easier to leave Pop at home and
Oh
work with
yeah.
some other stuff.
Yeah, I text Jeff today. I was like, Jeff, whenever you want this old dog, I'll meet you with him. I'm gonna hunt this pup a while.
Yeah, no kidding, no kidding. That's awesome, man. Well, you and Echo have made quite the dent in it here. And if you never put him in another hunt, I'm sure he doesn't owe you another thing in the world. He's a
Nothing, not a thing.
special hound. So yeah, sounds like we may get to see him a couple more times. He may slip around there in the TOC next year and see if he can make another run for that big cash prize for you, or maybe a world championship. But maybe the Echo pups now that start making a racket out there for people. So if people want to reach out to you, they know where to find you. But man, I want to congratulate you. It's kind of cool. It's like I said, it's kind of cool to see you make a run at this thing several years in a row and finally got the breaks just right. And people probably don't realize how hard it is to stack together several cast wins over the course of an entire year in different areas of the country and different hunt terrains. And just for a dog to be consistent winner that much, he's pretty special that he hasn't really had a downtime. He's been a consistent cast winner there. When you talk about what he's done from 22 to 23 and 24 and now 25, he's never really had a time where he wasn't just winning cast for you.
He's been pretty steady. That's one thing my dad brings up to me all the time is how consistent he tends to be. Like you said, some dogs just have a dead time of year that they just can't operate or struggle to operate, and I've been blessed. He's pretty consistent. I mean, he's always going to keep you in the mix. You may get throttled, but I mean, he'll keep you in the mix.
Yeah, and to find out that you bred him, you're pretty decently young. You're talking about probably bred him as a 3 year old, and then he did
Mhm.
a bunch of his winning after that, and then you seem like the kind of guy of keeping up with you on Facebook that you love coon hunting more so than competing. You're out
Yeah,
there hunting I see posts from you all the time. You're out there hunting every night. You hunt other people's stuff for them. You can make some money that way as well. And you just love being out in the woods. And that dog gets hunted. And the fact that he hasn't wore down or burnt out on you is just a testament to the kind of go power he has. You never really see a lull out of him.
I mean, on his consistency side, I mean, he's pretty steady all the
Yeah,
time. I mean, you may hunt him 2 weeks and then him just fall apart one night and just look stupid.
yeah,
Uh, and he may string together 15 or 20 coons in a row and then just have an off night, make a den and 2 slicks, just stupid, just go off the wall.
yeah.
But I mean, if I can get 2 or 3 weeks in a row out of a dog and it not have any flaws, no mishaps, no nothing,
Oh yeah,
and then have one night that it just falls apart, I'm satisfied with that.
yeah. No, the fact that he hasn't burned out as much as you hunt him and as much as he's been hauled all over, it's a testament to the breeding behind him and the caliber of hound he is. So man, hey, congratulations to you again. I think we've probably covered most of it here. Is there anything else that we missed that you wanted to shout out or talk about any before we get off here?
Man, I think I'm good. This has been good talk. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, man. Fun listening about you, Logan Rose, and our 2025 UKC Triple Crown champion, Rose's Wild Dream and Echo, the newest one, and he'll be in the history book with the rest of them forever. So congratulations again, Logan, and we'll see you down the road, man.
All right, Trevor, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
With Eukanuba, stamina is the one difference I'm seeing. When I'm running hair up north, my dogs will put on 10, 12, 15 miles of solid running, and they just don't tire as easily or as quickly. Oftentimes, my work schedule does not allow me to have the desired physical conditioning on my dogs, but even then, as many as 25 or more miles a day of hard running is just another day in the office. To me, it's been apparent Eukanuba's 30-20 sport formula is making that difference. Eukanuba, the official performance dog nutrition partner of UKC.
Hey, Alan, I don't know if you've been messing around with this new Houndsman Advantage app at all, but I've been playing with it some, and it has some really cool features on it. One, it has the interactive scorecard view where you can assign strike and tree points at the touch of a button, and it automatically totals your scores after each set of points are scored and valued.
Yeah, no, I like it as well. Some of the features that I like is that you can access the rules and that it comes with a search function to easily find any specific rule. Also like that there's a place for your dog's registration numbers, and you can store pictures of your easy entry cards. I like that you can track two dogs' performances when out pleasure hunting. You'll find some analytics on your dogs. You can record their accuracy, win percentages, and a whole lot of things like that.
No more lying here on this app. The last thing about the scorecard I'll talk about is it has the summary view as well, where you can see the total points you have and the pending points that you have, along with tree timers for each dog. So it's going to come in handy for judges as well. So check it all out on the new Houndsman Advantage app. Thank you for listening to the UKC Hunting Ops Podcast. Be sure to give us a follow so you don't miss any of our new episodes or content.